Hello friends, in this video lecture we are going to discuss the remaining aspects of basic principles of cell injury and adaptations. After seeing this video, you will be able to learn about morphology of reversible cell injury, morphology of irreversible cell injury, necrosis, apoptosis, and finally the difference between apoptosis and necrosis. So coming up first is morphology of reversible cell injury. As we all know about reversible cell injury, इसका मतलब है अगर सेल में इतनी टेंडेंसी या कैपेसिटी है to repair itself after coming in contact with an injurious agent. But what is morphology of reversible cell injury? Morphology is basically the study of structure, shape and size of any tissue. So it clearly means the study of affected tissues, shape, size, etc. after an injury. The two main morphological correlates of reversible cell injury are number first, as it is showed in the slide, cellular swelling. अब जैसे कि नेम इंडिकेट करता है कि सेल में स्वेलिंग होना. अब सेल में स्वेलिंग होती कब है? It is the result of failure of energy dependent ion pumps in the plasma membrane, leading to an inability to maintain ionic and fluid homeostasis. See friends, as we all know, there are various ion transporter pumps जिनका काम ही membrane potential को maintain करना है by maintaining the efflux and influx of potassium and sodium ions respectively. But at the time of injury क्या होता है कि जो सोडियम आयंस है उनका इन्फ्लक्स बढ़ जाता है, मतलब सोडियम की एंट्री इंट्रासेलुलर फ्लूइड में ज़्यादा हो जाती है और पोटेशियम की एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर फ्लूइड में, जिसके कारण सेल्स में swelling हो जाती है due to retention of water molecules. And cellular swelling is the first manifestation of all signs of all forms of cell injury. That is the first clinical sign of the cell injury. Is a reversible alteration that may be difficult to appreciate with the light microscope. इसका मतलब है सेल्स को सोलली ऑब्जर्व करना एक माइक्रोस्कोप के अंडर इज डिफिकल्ट, बट अगर हम ऑर्गन को करते हैं देन इट इज इजी. नाउ let's come to the another clinical attribute, that is fatigue change. Now students, fatigue change occurs basically in hypoxic injury. अब hypoxic injury का मतलब है वो injury जो ड्यू टू रिड्यूस सप्लाई ऑफ ऑक्सीजन होती है एंड इन वेरियस फॉर्म्स ऑफ टॉक्सिक और मेटाबॉलिक इंजरी एंड इज मैनिफेस्टेड बाय द अपीयरेंस ऑफ स्मॉल और लार्ज लिपिड वैक्यूल्स इन द साइटोप्लाज्म. दैट इज जब ये फैटी चेंज होता है किसी भी इंजरी के टाइम, तो फैटी चेंज डिटेक्ट इस बेसिस पर होता है कि माइक्रोस्कोप के अंडर जब सेल्स को ऑब्जर्व करते हैं तब साइटोप्लाज्म में लिपिड के लार्ज वैक्यूल्स अपीयर होने लग जाते हैं. दैट इज lipid के large vacuoles, fat के large vacuoles, and obviously these are principally encountered in cells participating in the fat metabolism. So let's have a look at the other morphological features. First is plasma membrane blabbing and loss of microvilli. That means bulb-like projection will start appearing on the membrane and microvilli, that is finger-like projections, will be lost. Now second is mitochondrial swelling. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell and it will start swelling. Dilation of endoplasmic reticulum. Same is the case with the endoplasmic reticulum. It will also start expanding. Last is eosinophilia. Eosinophils, that is a type of WBC, will start increasing in number. Now let's understand these points with the help of a figure. A figure on the left hand side is of a normal cell and on the right hand side is of a cell undergoing the reversible injury. Firstly, here you can see plasma membrane blabbing out on the right hand side and endoplasmic reticulum is also swelling, due to which ribosomes will get detached from the endoplasmic reticulum and automatically it will lead to the reduced synthesis of the proteins. Mitochondria has also swollen up. Aggregation of particles and clumping of nuclear chromatin has been done due to increased acidity in the cell as a result of decrease in the pH. Aggregation of intramembranous particles have also occurred. Now let's discuss about morphology of irreversible cell injury. Earlier we discussed about reversible cell injury and now let's have a look at irreversible cell injury clinical manifestations. Now first is autolysis. It is basically a combination of two words. Auto means self and lysis means digestion. That means a cell digests its own cellular components by the hydrolytic enzymes liberated from the lysosomes. As we all know, lysosomes are suicidal bags. उनमें से एंजाइम्स निकलती हैं जो सेल के कंपोनेंट्स को खुद एनगल्फ कर लेती हैं. ऑटोलाइसिस इज रैपिड दैट इज ये प्रोसेस कहाँ जल्दी होगा? ऑब्वियसली जहाँ फ्लूइड कंटेंट ज्यादा होगा, क्योंकि ये हाइड्रोलिटिक एंजाइम्स हैं. सो इट विल बी रैपिड इन पैंक्रियाज, गैस्ट्रिक म्यूकोसा एंड मीडियम इन हार्ट, liver, etc., and least in the fibrous tissues. Now, second is heterolysis. It is the disintegration of cell by the hydrolytic enzymes liberated from the inflammatory mediators like neutrophils, etc. Now, what we can conclude from both of them, or what is the basic difference between the autolysis and heterolysis? Difference यही है कि autolysis में enzymes खुद cell जिसे वो डाइजेस्ट करती है उसी में से निकलती है, बट हेटेरोलाइसिस में वो जिस सेल को डाइजेस्ट करना होता है उसके लाइसोसोम्स में से ना निकलकर न्यूट्रोफिल्स एक्सेट्रा में से निकलती हैं. नाउ लेट्स कम टू वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, दैट इज necrosis and apoptosis. Necrosis is a series of morphological changes which occurs in a lethally injured cell. And apoptosis is also known as programmed cell death. So to understand in it a better way, let's study the complete morphology of necrosis. Necrosis is the type of cell death that is associated with the loss of membrane integrity. That is, जो membrane है that will not be able to retain its form and structure, and जो cellular components है that will start leaking out, जिसकी वजह से सेल के सारे components लीक होने की वजह से फ्लूइड में डिसॉल्व हो जाएंगे, एंड दिस इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ डिग्रेडिव एक्शन ऑफ एंजाइम्स ऑन लिथली इंजर्ड सेल्स एज डिस्कस्ड प्रीवियसली. नाउ व्हाट आर द मॉर्फोलॉजिकल चेंजेस ड्यू टू नेक्रोसिस? फर्स्ट इज इंट्रासेलुलर प्रोटीन डीनेचुरेशन. इट बेसिकली मीन्स दैट प्रोटीन गेट्स डीनेचुरेटेड. Denaturation basically means that the shape and the structure of the protein will get disrupted, whether they are structural proteins or functional proteins. Now, second point is enzymatic digestion of severely injured cell. Example, autolysis and heterolysis. These steps we have discussed previously. Now, last is loss of integrity of plasma membrane of necrotic cell. Necrosis is characterized by changes in the cytoplasm and nuclei of the injured cells. Let's discuss this flowchart to understand it in a better way. See, here in this diagrammatic flowchart, a normal cell is given, which upon the application of stress undergoes injury. That leads to swelling of the endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria. Myelin figures, blabbing, etc. but retain its normal position after going through the recovery period as shown with the help of the arrows. But in case the injury is progressive or stress is for a long duration, the cell undergoes irreversible cell injury, and the clinical manifestation that occurs is necrosis. Necrosis includes breakdown of plasma membrane, organelles and nucleus, leakage of contents, etc. That is dissolution of the whole cell. Now, if a cell undergoes necrosis, then what are the cytoplasmic changes associated? इसका मतलब है कि जब किसी सेल में नेक्रोसिस होती है तब क्या क्या चेंजेस आते हैं इन द साइटोप्लाज्म एंड द न्यूक्लियस. सो लेट्स हैव अ ब्रीफ व्यू अबाउट द साइटोप्लाज्मिक चेंजेस. नेक्रोटिक सेल्स शो इंक्रीज्ड इयोसिनोफिलिया, दैट इज जो इयोसिनोफिल्स है, एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर कि ये टाइप ऑफ वाइट ब्लड सेल्स हैं, ये ब्लड में इंक्रीज हो जाएंगे, और अगर इन सेल्स को हम नॉर्मल सेल्स से कंपेयर करेंगे तो ये सेल्स ज़्यादा ग्लासी होमोजेनस होंगे बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉस ऑफ द ग्लाइकोजन पार्टिकल्स. Now, myelin figures are more prominent in necrotic cells than during reversible injury. Myelin figures, ये जो figures हैं ये tangles बना देती हैं when they come in contact with the water, and ये ज़्यादा visible होती हैं in necrotic cells compared to the normal cells. Now, coming to the next point, necrotic cells are characterized by discontinuities in the plasma membrane, that is breaks in the plasma membrane, dilation of mitochondria and disruption of the lysosomes, that is in short dissolution of the cell occurs. So these were the changes in the cytoplasm. But now let's talk about the nuclear changes. न्यूक्लियर चेंजेस अकर ड्यू टू ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ डीएनए एंड क्रोमेटिन. अब हमें पता है दैट न्यूक्लियस इज द कैरियर फॉर द जेनेटिक मटेरियल. सो द चेंजेस विल इंक्लूड पिक्नोसिस. पिक्नोसिस इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय द न्यूक्लियर श्रिंकेज एंड इंक्रीज बेजोफिलिया. दैट मीन्स न्यूक्लियस श्रिंक या फिर कंडेंस हो जाएगा एंड बेजोफिल्स का काउंट ब्लड में बढ़ जाएगा. Karyoresis is the fragmentation of nucleus, that is nucleus will break down into the fragments. Karyolysis is the dissolution of nucleus that it will lead to the fading of basophilia and chromatin. Now the changes in the nucleus has occurred, cytoplasm has occurred, but after that what will happen to these necrotic cells? What will be their fate? Now first path is necrotic cells may persist for some time or may be digested by the enzymes and disappear. That means after getting damage, cells कुछ टाइम तो वहां रहेगा, लेकिन enzymes जो lysosomes में से निकलेंगी उन्हें digest करेंगी and disappear हो जाएंगी. Now second path is dead cells may be replaced by myelin figures which are either phagocytized by the other cells and further degraded into the fatty acids. Now after studying the fate of necrosis cell, let's understand their types. First is coagulative necrosis. Students, this is the most common type of necrosis caused by irreversible injury, mostly from sudden cessation of the blood flow or when the blood flow gets stopped in a particular area. In this figure you can see an infarct. An infarct is a dead tissue where blood supply has stopped, as you can see here. Now second is liquefactive necrosis. This type of necrosis occurs commonly due to ischemic injury and bacterial or fungal infections. It occurs due to degradation of tissues by the action of powerful hydrolytic enzymes. See, now its name suggests liquefactive necrosis. That means necrosis occur due to presence of liquid. As we all know, liquid पर hydrolytic enzymes action करती हैं obviously, and in this figure you can clearly see the dissolution of the tissue in the brain. And in fact in the brain showing dissolution of the tissue. So let's move forward with the other type of necrosis, that is caseous necrosis. Caseous necrosis is found in the center of foci of tuberculosis infections. इसका मतलब है जिस एरिया से tuberculosis infection lungs में start होता है और spread होता है उसके बिल्कुल center और we can say mid में से you can see एक dry soft cheesy like appearing tissue होता है एंड उस नेक्रोसिस को बोलते हैं caseous necrosis. Now next is fat necrosis. Fat necrosis is a special form of cell death occurring at two anatomically different locations but morphologically similar lesions. That means ये necrosis टू डिफरेंट लोकेशंस या ऑर्गन्स में होगी बट जो इसके मॉर्फोलॉजिकल फीचर्स होगी वो दोनों जगह सेम होगी, लाइक एक्यूट पैंक्रियाटिक नेक्रोसिस एंड ट्रॉमेटिक फैट नेक्रोसिस इन ब्रेस्ट. In both cases, fat gets deposited on the inflamed tissue. Here you can see the fat necrosis, fat aggregates. Now you can clearly see white color fat deposits in this picture. Now next is fibrinoid necrosis. Fibrinoid necrosis is characterized by deposition of fibrin-like material which has the staining properties of fibrin. इसका मतलब है जब भी कोई टिश्यू इंजरी होती है like in arterioles, in hypertension, peptic ulcer, etc., the tissues are easily identified due to bright eosinophils, hyaline-like depositions, and you can easily see this necrosis in an artery in patient in a patient with the fibrin deposits. Next important topic of discussion is apoptosis. Apoptosis is a pathway of cell death in which cells activate enzymes that degrade the cell's own nuclear DNA and nuclear and cytoplasmic proteins. अब इसका मतलब है सेल खुद ऐसे एंजाइम्स को एक्टिवेट करेगा जो सेल के खुद के न्यूक्लियर डीएनए एंड प्रोटीन्स को डाइजेस्ट कर लेंगे. इसमें प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इंटैक्ट रहेगी जबकि नेक्रोसिस में प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन की इंटीग्रिटी खत्म हो जाती है एज डिस्कस्ड प्रीवियसली एंड इट बिकम्स लीकी. बट एपोप्टोसिस में मेम्ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर उसके फॉर्म ऐसे चेंज हो जाती है कि फेगोसाइट्स उस पर इजिली अटैक कर सकते हैं. In contrast to necrosis, apoptosis takes place both in physiologic and pathological situations. मतलब सेल डेथ जो है वो सेलुलर टिश्यू या ऑर्गन लेवल पर हो सकती है किसी भी फिजिकल स्टिमुलाई की वजह से हो सकती है और डिजीज प्रोसेस के कारण भी, जबकि नेक्रोसिस सिर्फ डिजीज एनकाउंटर पर ही होता है. नाउ let's discuss it with a help of the flow chart. See, there is a normal cell with all the cellular components intact. After the application of stress condition, there will be condensation of chromatin and membrane blebs will come out. Then cell will be fragmented and various apoptotic bodies will be surfaced out. At last, phagocytes will attack these bodies and engulf them. Now, let's have a view over the steps of the apoptosis. First is cell shrinkage, loss of microvilli, cell junctions. Second is membrane bleeping. Third is formation of apoptotic bodies. Fourth is rapid phagocytosis. Fifth is absence of inflammation. So it's a simple hierarchy. You can see this figure to understand it in a more easy way. First figure is of a normal cell. Here there are many neighboring cells, and in the second figure you can see nucleus change its shape from rectangular to the circular. In the second figure you can see the nucleus change its shape. In the third nucleus got fragmented, and last figure showed the formation of the apoptotic bodies. Now, last but not the least, let's understand what are the basic differences between apoptosis and necrosis. Necrosis is a death of group of cells, while apoptosis is single cell programmed death. Now, second is it's always pathological. Necrosis is always pathological. That is, it involves only the disease encounter, but apoptosis may be pathological or physiological. Third is, in necrosis, nucleus can undergo pycnosis, karyorrhexis or karyolysis, but in apoptosis, it undergoes fragmentation. Now, fourth is, in necrosis, cytoplasm swells, but in apoptosis, it shrinks. Necrosis involves dissolution of cell membrane, but apoptosis includes formation of apoptotic bodies out of the cell membrane. Necrosis occurs with inflammation, but in apoptosis there is no inflammation, or inflammation is absent. I hope students you will find this video useful. Thank you very much.